tier list. Haven't done one of those in a while. And I will be ranking NFL teams by their 2024-2025 uniform sets. As you might have seen during this offseason, there have been a lot of teams across the NFL that have decided to do uniform updates, rebrands, and modifications. And I've been observing these changes, and I have some thoughts I would like to share. So, just to put it out there, this is my own personal opinion. I do not mean to dog on any teams, or dog on any fans who might own these jerseys. It is just my own opinion on the aesthetics of a uniform set. So, with that being said, if you enjoy content like this, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to this channel. And with that, we'll get right into this video. So, first up, our tier list has 6 categories to it. At the upper echelon, the highest of the high in our tier list, we have the fantastic column. Jersey sets that I think are fantastic. Also, by the way, when I say jersey set, it means an all-inclusive package. All of the uniforms that that team owns and will wear in the upcoming season. So it's not just like home jerseys or away jerseys or alternate. It is an assessment of the entire collection, all of them. So yeah, at the top we have fantastic. Then underneath that we have great jersey sets. After that we have good jersey sets. Following that we have solid jersey sets. They're solid. Then we have meh jersey sets. They're not the best. And finally we have awful jersey sets. Jerseys I do not care for. So, let's start at the top. We'll start bright and happy with the best of the best. So, with our fantastic tier, we have 2 jersey sets in here. These are what I consider to be the apex of NFL uniforms, the absolute best of the best. Doesn't really get any better. And the first of these 2 uniform sets is the Los Angeles Chargers. They have 4 uniform combinations that they typically wear. One is their home uniform, which is their powder blue top with their electric piss yellow shorts and blue socks, accompanied with their regular white helmet and bolt. This is a very nice to look at jersey. I like the combo of the blue and the yellow, and it reminds me of a nice place. Like, it's just very nice to look at. Seems like a sunny day with a blue sky. It's very aesthetic. You see it out on the field and you think, wow, that's a good looking jersey. And then with their away uniform, it's pretty much all head to toe white with blue socks. Looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But the other 2 jerseys that they have, it's like a deep blue and then a navy blue with a navy blue bolt. Both of those are unbelievable as well. I feel like just all across the board, the Chargers have one of the nicest jersey combinations. You could like switch and swap or move things around in terms of pants and tops. I know there's this one photo that has like 6 different jersey combinations for the Chargers, and pretty much every single one of them looks great. So definitely a great color palette that they're working with, and they did a fantastic job on these. So for the sake of all 3 to 4 Chargers fans in existence, I hope that they never change this jersey, because it is, the best it can be, and I think any modification would just bring it down. So beautiful job. I really like these ones. And then number 2, our only other uniform in the fantastic category. This would be the Miami Dolphins. Even though I am a Patriots fan and I cannot stand playing in Miami or facing the Dolphins, no one can deny that this is a great jersey. nice weather. When you think of dolphins, you think of water and aquatic life, and I feel like the turquoise or teal aquamarine color of these jerseys really nails that Florida Miami feel. And then you have the splash of orange for the sunlight or whatever it may be. It all just fits together very nicely. I think that the design isn't anything crazy, but the color palette that they're working with is very good. And so you have the regular home jersey of the aquamarine top, the white pants, and then the socks. And then on the contrary, you have their away jersey, which is the white top and the aquamarine pants and socks. Both of them look very good. I think it's, honestly, the color palette does carry quite a bit. They don't have to do anything too fancy for it, but it's great. Just the way that it translates from the logo to the uniform, I think it does a very good job. The dolphin is the biggest part of the logo, and so this aquamarine having such a big impact on all of the jerseys is something that I think is important. To me, sometimes, like, if the logo has a certain color that is dominant on it, and then the jersey is missing that color, I find it puzzling. So, the Dolphins jersey does a good job of incorporating the logo colors, and their throwbacks are also very nice. You know, their throwback logo is just a slight modification, and their throwback jerseys are like a slightly deeper bluish color, probably an actual teal. And so, yeah, I think that both of these sunny places, the Chargers and the Dolphins, they do a good job working with the colors that they have, and they have produced some very nice uniforms. So yeah, these two, I don't think that they should look for a rebrand anytime soon. They have the best jerseys in the game. So that concludes our fantastic tier at the top of this list. Next, we'll move into the great tier, and I think that these are very good jersey sets. Like, I wouldn't say they are the absolute best of the best, but I definitely enjoy watching them on screen. They look great out there. And so in this category we have 5 uniforms, and the first of these would be the Buffalo Bills. Now, maybe I'm a simplistic person, but I am quite fond of the red, white, and blue color scheme. I think that the red and the blue are, nice. Reds and blues. It's a very bright red. Just for context, their home uniform is a bright blue, a vibrant blue, with some red decaling and lettering on it. I guess red trim, you could say. And then you've got white pants and blue socks, accompanied by the white helmet. And I think it's a very clean look. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I have no complaints. And then their away uniform is a white top, blue pants, blue socks, white helmet. Looks good. And then they have their alternate, which is an all red uniform with the white helmet. And I think even that looks fantastic. So, the bright and vibrant colors, they mix together well. I don't think there's anything wrong with this uniform. And every time that I see them, I enjoy watching it. So, it's a great uniform set to me. And yeah, that's about it. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks uniform set. Now this one is, I think, a bit impressive because the Seattle Seahawks, they have a logo that is of a bird, and the bird does have quite a bit of gray in it. So, Seattle could opt to have a very gray uniform, but they do a good job of just using it in, like, the most necessary of places. Like, there's a little bit of lining and trim that is gray, and they do allow the blue and the green to, like, complete their look. They don't go overboard on the gray. I know that this could be a little bit contradictory to what I was just saying, but I think you do have to pick and choose when you're, like, let's face the uniform has to look good, and if your logo is a lot of a like bland and bleak color, then maybe you want to avoid just using that. So I'm glad that they're not more gray. For the home uniform, you have the blue top, blue bottoms, and then the blue top has like a bit of green on the shoulders and some silver piping. Then their away uniform is the same blue bottoms and socks, same blue helmet, but a white top with some green. And then they have one alternate, which is their old Color Rush uniforms. It's like the lime green top and bottom. This, I'm a big fan of it. I know that some people really hated it when it came out, but I enjoy the like furiousness of the color on the screen. I think it really jumps out, and I've always been a fan, so that also propels this higher for me. And then just as of last year, they had that helmet change-up rule where you can have an alternate helmet finally. And so with that, the Seahawks introduced their retro uniform, which is like a lighter blue color. It has a gray helmet, the old logo, and I think that these look great as well. So all across the board, you have 4 uniforms. I think all 4 look pretty nice. I don't think it's quite at the like fantastic category, just because I know how polarizing the lime green one is, and they're away. I mean, I really like it. I feel like I've seen them play a lot in it, and so I've never had an issue with it. But yeah, that is their uniform set, and I think it's great. So after that, we move into the third uniform in the great category, and that is the San Francisco 49ers uniform set. This one, it is, their home uniform consists of a red top, red socks, and then gold in their helmet and in their pants. Their color scheme, I will say, is one of the harder ones to work with. You can't always make gold look nice, and I feel like earlier uniforms I did think were a bit uglier, but as I've watched the 49ers more and more, I kind of dig it. The thing that really carries, I want to say, is their retro look. So I told you about the home one. Their away uniform is like gold helmet, gold pants, white shirt, red socks. Only a minor adjustment. You just swap the uniform, like the jerseys. The rest of the uniform stays the same. But their retro looks are immaculate. I really like their retros. They kind of do like a shading effect with the numbers, and I think that looks great on the uniform. And when they do all the retro decals on their field and everything, it fits together very nicely. I think that they have a harder scheme. Red and gold is not necessarily colors that could work, but they make a good job of making it work. And I'm impressed. I don't think I would be able to make it look as nice as it does. So overall, I would say it's a great uniform set, and especially those retro looks. I really like those. After that, we have our fourth uniform in the great category, and that is the Minnesota Vikings. There's a lot of aspects of this that I like. One, the purple. I think it is the brightest purple, and that's cool. They have more of a uniqueness in their colors compared to other teams. The only other teams that even touch upon purple is the Ravens, and the Ravens kind of have a more dark and deep purple, I guess you could say. I don't know how else I would describe it. Whereas the Minnesota purple is like grape. if you know what I'm saying, like what was that thing from McDonald's? The Grimace shake. Yeah, it's like a very grimacy purple in my opinion, and that helps them stand out. I also really like their helmets, and so their helmets combined with their unique color, it makes them fun to watch. So their 3 sets are a purple top, purple helmet, purple socks, and white pants. And then their away uniform, you have the purple helmet, purple pants, purple socks, and a white uniform. White jersey, I mean. And then finally their retro look. It's a slightly adjusted helmet decal. It's still purple, but the horns are slightly adjusted. And then a purple top with more of like a different pattern of stripes on the sleeves. And yeah, like piping on the numbers is slightly different. But overall, very nice. And yeah, I like their colors, so I guess that is a big factor. Yeah. Then we move on to our fifth and final uniform set in the great category, and this is the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have a what would I describe this color as? Well, if I was saying that the Dolphins are aquamarine, this definitely has to be a darker color. I think it's like darker than teal, but I don't know exactly what I would say. Midnight green, is that what it's called? Let me just look it up. Let's see. What? Midnight green is the official name. Okay, cool. I did not know. I actually knew that. But fantastic. Yeah, so as I was saying, never doubt in yourself. They have a midnight green helmet, midnight green jersey, and then white pants and white socks for their away. It is the same, except a white top, so it gives them an all-white look. I do very much enjoy their all-white and all-black, because along with their away uniform, they have an alternate that is like a blackout uniform. It has the midnight green around the neckline, I guess you would say, and then a little bit on the bottom of the sleeves and on the number piping, but the rest of the uniform is black, like the socks, the pants, and the jersey itself. And so those look very menacing. I think the white is a clean look. I think the regular jersey is nice. And then they also have the Kelly green throwback uniform, which everyone, I feel like, was talking about for the longest time, and they wanted to see it on the field. And it's one of those that's like just cool to see. That and some of the other retro looks, there was such a long span where people weren't able to use them, and everyone was complaining about the helmet rule and how they banned all these cool alternate uniforms. And this is a great representation of why, like, alternate uniforms with the like alternate helmet can make the game more fun. You have certain uniforms like trying to think. I guess the Dolphins one. The Dolphins alternate logo for the retro is very similar to the original. So it doesn't really take advantage of this helmet change, but the Cali green is like drastically different from the regular green, so that helmet rule really allowed them to improve. And then the same with like the Seahawks, they have the regular navy blue helmets, but the retro has a silver gray helmet. So I'm glad that the NFL finally relaxed it, because they pretend like they care about player safety, but really speaking, it's just, I think they're lazy. They don't want to produce the helmets or the decals or whatever. So I'm glad that they finally caved and just allowed the fans and players to get what they wanted. So after that, we are done with our great category of this tier list, and we will be heading into the good category. In this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's 10. Kind of a large screen right now. I guess I could zoom out, but let's say that there are 10 uniforms in this category. First up, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs. There's nothing in particular design-wise that is very nice about it. I just think that the color combo is solid. It is a bit McDonald's-y with the red and the yellow, but I like bright red. I think bright red makes for a good uniform. I enjoy watching red on screen, and their home uniform is red jersey, red helmet, red socks, white pants. Their away is red pants, same helmet, but white socks and white top. So I think that they do a good job with the color coordination. And then they have like an all red uniform. I think it's their old color rush, and shoulders, toes when it comes to this color combination. But some people do it better than others, I would say. There's two factors to this. I think that if the Patriots had kept their old uniforms, the one when Brady was at the helm, I would honestly enjoy it more. That is more what I grew up on. And the few jerseys that I did own, they were in those styles. They adopted their color rush uniform and made it their full-time home. It's like a blue top with some red and white stripes on the shoulders, and then blue pants and blue socks. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And then their away one is like white with red and blue on the shoulders, and then blue pants and blue socks. And both of these helmets have their regular silver helmet. I think it's a fine look. I just do prefer the jersey that existed right before it. I think that was perfectly fine. I don't think that this was necessarily an upgrade in jersey modification, but their retro is fantastic. Their throwback uniform with the red and the Patriot Pat logo, white helmet, and the white pants and socks. I think it is one of the best, if not the best, retro look in football. A huge fan of those. But maybe it's good that they don't wear it too often. If they wore it all the time, maybe I wouldn't like it as much. But I think the scarcity of that one, and just some of the old clips of Tom Brady in that uniform, made it very cool in my mind, and I was very happy to be able to see it after all those years. So yeah, that is that. Then we move into the third uniform set in the good category, and that is the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals have 4 uniforms. They have their signature orange helmet with the black tiger stripes on it, which I think is one of the cooler helmets in the league. And then for their home uniform, it's a black top, white pants, and orange socks. Then for their away jersey, it is a white top, black pants, and white socks. Then they have a more colorful option, I guess. I don't know what exactly it is. I think they also wear it at home. It's like a orange top, black pants, and orange socks. And then they have their all-white, white tiger uniform look, where it's a white helmet with stripes, and then white jersey, white pants, white socks, and it's like a complete white outlook, white tiger. That I think is very cool. I do think it is a very nice jersey set. I do think that the Bengals have a very cool uniform. When it comes to their alternates, I like the orange top one a lot. I like the white top one a lot. I don't care for their black one as much, just because it is a character mismatch. You go from orange to black to white to orange again. I think it's not as cohesive. I really like their orange one. I think they could honestly get rid of the black one, or maybe change up the combo on it so it looks better somehow. Maybe give it black pants. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I think that's the only thing preventing this jersey set from being higher. Their home and away is okay, but I do really enjoy their orange and their white. So yeah. After that, our fourth entry into the good category would be the Dallas Cowboys uniform set. For their... It's listed in a different order. I don't know if this is their home or their away. Typically, the colorful jersey is the home jersey, but the order is reversed on this one. Anywho, they have a white jersey, silver helmet, like a bluish pant, and then blue socks. And then for their other jersey, it is the same helmet, like navy blue top, silver pants, and navy blue. It's weird that it's not the same colors. Like, the blue on their white uniform is a lot more vibrant than the blue on their blue uniform. So I don't understand why it's completely different, and I also don't understand why they have 2 different pants that are like just slightly different from each other like that. And then you have their retros, which are very nice. I logos are great. One of the better ones. Sorry, that was my chair. So yeah, if it wasn't for the lack of cohesiveness in their home and away uniform, I think that this could be moved up another spot. But it's just all over it's really just the white uniform, the blue one. The silver of the pants matches the silver of the helmet, and I like that the blue of the jersey is more of the Cowboys logo blue. I don't really understand why the white one is a different pant and a different kind of blue. It doesn't truly make sense. So yeah, you have three pretty solid jerseys, and then one that's not as nice, and so that brings it down to a good rather than a great per se. So after that, we move into the fifth entry, which is the Los Angeles Rams. I won't lie, I was not a fan of these when they first announced it. When they announced the rebrand from what they were wearing to what they would be wearing, it looked very dopey. It was like a Best Buy, IKEA type of look. Everyone thought it was going to look very goofy. And I was no different. I definitely was clowning on them when they first released it. But I have to admit, I really like seeing them being worn. Watching the playoff games where the Rams went all the way in these, watching like Puka Nacua, all these guys wear it. It's fun. It's fun to watch on screen. It's kind of like the Chargers colors on their alternate, but it works surprisingly. Even like the ombre numbering is very unique. There's not a lot of teams that have done anything like that. So yeah, with the home uniform, it's like blue top, yellow pants, blue socks with a blue helmet, and then there's just yellow all over, and the numbers fade from yellow to white, which is cool. Then you have their away, which is blue pants, blue socks, blue helmet, white top, and then you have their bone. Bone was this like slightly off-white color. It's like slightly gray. That's more of like a color rush. It's all head to toe the exact same color, and the blue helmet. Nothing wrong with it. But yeah, I like these jerseys a lot more than I was expecting it. I guess I do really just enjoy vibrant colors and unique colors. So they got lucky with their color palette, and well, actually, they didn't really get lucky with it. They rebranded into those colors because they had more of like a gold and darker blue before, and they moved away from that. And I guess I do like looking at their new colors more. So good job by them. Then after that, we have the Baltimore Ravens uniform set. As I mentioned before, this is one of two teams that works with purple. The Ravens. It is, yeah, I would say being carried by the color because they have a black helmet, purple top, white pants, and black socks. It's a lot going on, but the purple is one of the more unique ones. You turn on the game, you know immediately if purple is on the screen, it's either Ravens or Minnesota playing. And then their away uniform is the same black helmet, but a white top, purple pants, and black socks. The one that I really like is their blackout uniform. I think that Lamar looks super sleek and cool in this, especially when he's like running down the field. It's black top, black pants, black socks, black helmet. Sometimes the blackout uniforms really look cool, sometimes they don't look cool. This is one of those that I think works. A Raven is more of a like menacing mascot. They have, a little bit of yellow in their uniform, or like goldenish, but it's mostly purple, white, and black. And I think that the black and the purple come together well. It's a good combo. So overall, I like that uniform set. Then we have the newly announced Detroit Lions look, where they kind of incorporate a retro jersey into their mainstream jersey. Honestly, there was not much wrong with what they were just wearing. I don't mind the decision to change. The blue seems a little bit different. I think it was a little bit of a lighter blue, and they made it like one or two shades darker. Nothing wrong with it. We'll see how it looks So I'm interested to see how it'll look. But yeah, that's really all I can say since it hasn't been worn in-game yet. And then after that, we have the Green Bay Packers uniform set. They work with yellow and green. One of the few teams that has like bright green in their uniform. It's the Jets, it's the Packers, and it's the Eagles. But the Eagles, they have more of a midnight green, and then the Seahawks have more of like a lime green. So between the Packers and the Jets, I think that the Packers, the yellow and the green works together pretty well. So I like their look. It's actually, does any other team use yellow? No, they are the only team that has a yellow helmet, so that helps them stand out quite a bit. For their three jerseys, you have the yellow helmet, a green top, yellow pants, and green socks. Then for their away jersey, you just swap out the green for white on the jersey. Everything else stays the same. I saw Aaron Rodgers wear these all the time, I felt like, and he rocked it. That's probably all I'll think of forever in these jerseys. And then they have an alternate that is a yellow helmet with no decal and then just green all the way through. And I think that looks pretty sick as well. So, nice job on these jerseys. Honestly, it could move it up to great. I have no problems with this jersey at all. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I would do to improve it. I like it quite a bit. But I must have put it in good for a reason, so I'll just say it's a good jersey. So after that, we have the next jersey in the good section. This is the penultimate, the second to last in this category. So it should be the 9th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it is the 9th. And this is the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the other few teams that uses a lot of yellow. I don't know why it is so scarce. You have the yellow pants from the Chargers and the Rams in one of their uniforms, and then you have the yellow helmets from the Packers. But other than that, the Steelers are one of the few teams that utilizes an abundance of yellow, and it's mostly in their pants. They have a little bit on their sleeves, but it's mostly their pants. So their home jersey is, black helmet, black top, yellow shorts, and then black socks. Their away is the same thing, but with a white jersey. And then they have like a blackout uniform, which is all black head to toe with yellow numbering. And I don't know what this last one is. It honestly looks exactly the same as their home uniform. Maybe it's retro. The number is slightly different on this mock-up. I don't know what the difference is. And yeah, there's nothing too extraordinary about the design. I just think that it sticks out to me as a nice color combo. I like the black and yellow, the way it contrasts, and yeah, I guess I like yellow on uniforms for the most part. So, good uniform in my books. And then we have the 10th and final good uniform in this category, and this goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I will say, this took a lot of pondering. It's not one that I straight away look at and think, good. But the more I think about it, I do like these uniforms. Like the white, the rebrand that they did when Brady was around. I felt like all the jerseys were objectively pretty nice. I like it much better than their old uniform. Just the simplicity and the colors. And when I think about like Baker Mayfield or anyone wearing that red jersey, it is a nice red jersey. I like the all red as a home color. It is cool. And then the gray is hard. It is hard when you have that much gray to make a uniform look good. But I feel like they did a good job with their all pewter look. I don't hate it nearly as much as I thought I would, and so for that, I'm giving them credit. They're away, they have like the pewter helmet, they have the red, and then they have the pewter pants and black on a couple jerseys. Like in the NBA, it's the purple Raptors jersey and the Grizzlies teal jerseys. People go crazy for those. And so this creamsicle look for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I had heard about it for a long time. I'd never seen it before they outlawed it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So overall, I will give that a good rating as well. So with that, we have completed our top 3. And we move into our 4th category, which is solid jerseys. These are jerseys that I think are fine. There's nothing particularly great about them. There's nothing particularly wrong with them. I just don't think that they stand out that much, or maybe there's one jersey in the collection I like and the others are just meh. So, first up we have the Houston Texans rebrand. They kind of dumbed down their jerseys a little bit and added some horns for their mascot on the shoulders. We'll see how it looks in person. It's not anything. I'm not sure that I like it more. Just from the photos, it's hard to tell if it's a good jersey or not. I don't dislike it. I just don't really know if it's an upgrade. I don't think there was anything wrong with their jerseys. Then they have their all-red look, which, in theory, I like red, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to look. Red helmet is a cool idea. There's not a lot of teams that have a red helmet. You just have the Chiefs and then the Atlanta Falcons alternate. So it could be very cool to see a head-to-toe all red, and maybe I'll like it a lot. But I don't know yet. And then they have their throwback, which is like, it's like a Houston Oilers type. But the thing is, I don't know. I don't know if they're stepping on the Titans' toes. There's a little bit of confusion there. It's got like a little bit of Titans color and essence to it. I don't really think of the Houston Texans when I see this one. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that is their jersey set. When we actually see it on the field, I'll get a better gauge of how it looks. But yeah, at the moment, I don't really think much of it. Then we have the Indianapolis Colts. They're fine. They really just use blue and white. They don't have a third color, really. They've tried to incorporate black a little bit. And I don't think it's anything that fantastic. They have 4 uniforms. Their first is white helmet, blue, white pants, and blue socks. Alternates, it's fine. And then they have a whiteout uniform that's just head to toe all white. That's their away look. Then they added a new alternate look, which is a black helmet and then all blue. I think that the all blue will look cool. I don't know if it really needed a black helmet. I think that the Colts having an all black helmet is why? I don't understand why that was necessary. And then they have a retro look where the Colt on the helmet is in a slightly different place, and then the jersey is slightly different. It doesn't do much. It's probably one of the least impressive retros. I guess you could say the same about Minnesota, where it doesn't change much from the original, but the original is already kind of bland, so I don't think it does anything. So yeah. Then you have the Tennessee Titans. The Titans, their colors in the logo, I feel like are better than what they actually do. They use a lot of navy blue, and then they accent it with the logo colors more so, which is fine. It just doesn't make for necessarily the most appealing of looks. They have the silver on their shoulders. They have, for their home uniform, blue, and blue, which I do think is kind of clean, but the silver gray throws it off a little bit. And then their away is the blue helmet, the blue pants and shorts, the pants and socks, but a white jersey, which is fine. And then they have their Houston Oilers retro throwback, which I think looks very cool. So, yeah, that's about it for them. Then we move into the Jets. The Jets did a rebrand as well. I don't really understand what changed. It kind of just looks like they have 3 retro uniforms now. recently. It was an okay move. I feel like this is also fine. It's just green up top, green here, white, and then green socks, which is a solid look. And then, yeah, honestly, it's solid. It is. That's all I can really say about it. Not a ton of teams using green in the league. You got the Packers. I feel like the Packers just do a little bit better because the Jets are really just white and green, versus the Packers get to use a little bit of yellow as well. And then the Jets have a blackout uniform, which is cool, but they don't really have black in their logo per se. So why they did it, I don't know. But I guess that's not a fair thing for me to say when the Detroit Lions totally made an all-black uniform with a black logo and they don't have black at all. I think the Jets just don't look as cool in doing it. So yeah, that's the biggest knock on them. If they had a third color, maybe it would be cooler. But just green and white is not as cool. But then again, the Eagles, I don't know. I just don't really care for the Jets, I guess. Maybe internal bias. Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just fine to me. Then we move into the Arizona Cardinals uniform set. They redid this recently, and I thought that it would look very college football-y and stupid. But it's not that bad. It's like an all reddish crimson color for their home and all white for their away, and then they have an alternate all black where even the helmet is black. It's kind of simple, but it works. There's nothing wrong with it in my opinion. Then we have the Carolina Panthers uniform set, which I think could be a lot nicer. I like their away. Their away is a white top, white pants, black socks, silver helmet. Their alternate is amazing. It is the silver helmet and then just like their sky blue top, pants, and socks. And I wish that they just used that more because their home is so bleak. It's their silver helmet, then a black top, their silver pants, and black socks. Which is fine, but like when I think of the Panthers, the coolest memories I have of them are with Cam Newton in that like blue uniform. So I don't know why the blue isn't their full-time home uniform. I would love to see that be their main one. And then the black, you could incorporate like an all-black look like some of these other teams and maybe it would look cooler. There's nothing wrong with it as right now. I just feel like they're nerfing themselves when you have this great blue and you're not fully utilizing it. So yeah, I'm speeding up a little bit because I understand that my roommate is going to be back very soon. So after that, the last uniform in the solid category is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that they have a harder color set to work with, and they try their best to stay away from the like, I don't know, like burnt yellowish color of the Jaguar. I know that they had that Color Rush uniform that was horribly ugly. I'm glad that they stopped doing that. They used to have some really ugly uniforms. I feel like their latest rebrand did a good job of making them pretty alright. So now they have like a teal head to toe for their home, which I think is very cool. Then their away is kind of plain. It's just white and then black bottom, black socks, black helmet. Then they have an all black uniform, which is also solid. And then they have a retro look that I don't think I've ever seen in practice. But it looks fine, I think. Honestly, I could move this up a tier. Compared to where it used to be, these jerseys are so much better. Maybe they could try something more ambitious. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's fine. They did a good job of upgrading it from what it used to be. It's not one of those that I really love, but I definitely enjoy seeing it more than I used to. So yeah. our second to last category. This is the meh tier of outfits, uniforms. First up, we have the New Orleans Saints. Plain and simple. I don't really care for these. I think that the black and the gold is okay, but it is just like kind of hard to make it look good. I don't think that they really accomplished that. You have all black as your home uniform, home color, and then a white top, all black on the bottoms, and gold helmet for both of these. Then you have an alternate, which is all white and a black helmet. What's the point? I don't really get why. Not a huge fan of this new introduced concept one. And then I think it's a retro one with an older logo, some gold pants, black top, and some black socks. This one honestly is their best look. I think that they could do some more gold pants like the 49ers do. Change it up a little bit. I dig that one, but the rest of it is just okay at best. After that, we move into the Washington Commanders. I don't like their rebrand. You know, when they were the Redskins. Okay, let me rephrase that. I think the purpose of their rebranded logo and stuff like that was fine. I agree with that. What they chose to use as their new logo and as their new setup, I think is stupid. Why are you called the Commanders and you have nothing related to a commander at all on your uniform? It is just a W. I think it is very plain and it is very dumb that you had the opportunity to completely reinvent your brand and you went like this. Like, I don't get it. You could have had all the creativity in the world. Instead, you settle on a uniform that is worse than your previous one, and it doesn't have a good logo. It's just silly. It's puzzling to me. They're all black. I don't think it's that bad. I think in theory it looks cooler than it is in practicality. It doesn't really scream Commanders when I look at it. I would think Steelers before I thought anything else. So in terms of being true to the Commanders' identity, I think it fails a little bit. But just looking at it, it's cool to look at. So yeah. After that, we have the Denver Broncos rebrand. I don't care for this. I think that they had a better uniform and they downgraded. The white helmet that they introduced is kind of cool, but I'll have to see that uniform in action to know for sure. I feel like I'm gonna like that one. It's like all blue with a white helmet. I feel like it'll look pretty clean on the field, but I don't really care for their rebrand. Their old uniforms are just fine. I don't know why they felt the need to change it. And their retro, it's okay. It's one of the more dopey looking ones. The colors are more vibrant and it is retro, but I don't think it's anything that special. After that, we have the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are doing the best with what they have. They have a horrible color set, to be honest. Orange, brown, and white are not colors that really go together. It's hard to make it work. They're doing the absolute best that they can. I don't know if they can ever really get a jersey that good. So you have to give them effort for trying. I think most recently they decided to change their helmet coloring mask from like brown to white. I don't know if that's gonna do anything really. But their all white away look, or their all white alternate look is kind of clean. But yeah, it's just meh. They have horrible colors. And then after that, you've got the Las Vegas Raiders. Silver and black. Though it is very iconic, it's just okay. I think that it's kind of plain. I don't like their home uniform is fine. You know, the black and silver alternating, it works. Their away is okay, and then their alternate is just like silver numbers instead of the regular black away ones. It's plain, so I would like to see a more creative alternate look and maybe an improved home jersey. So yeah, that is that for the meh. I'm really trying to wrap things up here. I'm gonna get interrupted any second here. So finally, uniform. They traded it out for something that is kind of wide and clunky looking. I don't really like it. Even those like color fading Atlanta uniforms were way cooler than what we have now. Now it just looks dumb in my opinion. It's overly simplistic and silly. And it doesn't utilize much of their color. It's just black and white. Their throwback is solid. There's nothing wrong with their throwback, but their home and away uniform is so silly that I don't like Atlanta's uniform anymore. Then after that, the Chicago Bears. I don't know what they are doing, to be honest. They rebranded. They swapped their C logo from their primary to their alternate. They brought back the bear as their primary logo, and I think that was a good move. But I want to see it on the jerseys. I think their jerseys right now are okay. Like, the colors don't go together that well. There's nothing that special about them. I think that their orange uniform with the orange helmet is kind of ugly, and I think that their retro is the ugliest retro in the game right now that we've seen thus far. So, yeah, all across the board, I feel like they are due for an update. They could use more bear, they could use orange in better ways, and yeah, the retro needs to go. They need to use a different retro logo, like retro uniform. Their current retro is horrendous. And finally, the worst is the New York Giants. And it is, I'm just hating because of the new retro look that they released. This is the worst jersey I've ever seen. It is god awful. I think that their home uniform is actually very clean. I think of Odell. I think that the color is very nice. I like their home. Their away, also fine. Nothing really wrong with it. This is honestly like a solid to good tier, but their retro is so bad. I don't know who cleared this. The helmet design doesn't really make any sense to me. I don't know what it's going for. You have like a rugby looking jersey on top because it's old fashioned, and then you just have this very ugly cream colored pants. Just in the promo photos, it looks horrible. I think this is among the worst jerseys I've seen in my life. It's up there with like the Packers. They had this one uniform set that Rodgers would wear, and it looked nothing like the Packers. I didn't understand why they were wearing it whenever they wore it, and luckily they got rid of those. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers Bumblebee ones, those were atrocious. And as bad as those two were, I think this might be the worst of all. So, horrible job by the New York Giants. You didn't have to release this. You didn't have to do any of this. You were fine. You were chilling. You had red, white, and blue. You were doing just solid. Instead, you make a red, blue, beige monstrosity. So yeah, for that I'm punishing the New York Giants and giving them the worst on this list. But yeah, that is my tier list. That is my final ranking. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy content like this, once again, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I'll be putting out more videos as the week goes on. And yeah, for the sake of time and my roommate coming back, I'm just gonna wrap it up right here. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you